Hi, I'm Ryan Murphy with P3 Kinesiology. This is a hands and knees core circuit. So you're basically going to move your spine through a little bit of a range of motion and then move your shoulder blades through a little bit of a range of motion. And then a lot of the rest of the exercises are trying to find how do you maintain a neutral spine and pelvis, meaning your back is pretty flat the whole time, while moving the arms and the legs through their range of motion. So this first exercise, cat camel, you're going to round the back, arch the back, and you're just moving through this range of motion of get the spine moving, but also to feel what those two kind of movements of the spine feel like and finding how do you balance the two out a little bit. And then you're going to start to do tail wag, bending the spine side to side. And again, same idea, feeling how the spine bends side to side, but then also being able to come back to a neutral position. Next, sternum drop, you're going to start to move your shoulder blades, squeezing them together, spreading them apart, and then also moving them, the arm bones forward and backwards. And this is building some context in how your shoulder blades and your arm bones kind of anchor themselves towards our torso as we do this 4-point kneeling work. And so ideally with that, we're trying to find a position where we're spreading the shoulder blades apart, but also anchoring them in towards the sides of our ribs. Then you're going to do a shoulder tap, starting to let one hand lift and tapping the opposite shoulder. As you do this, you ideally keep the rest of the body still. So there's lots of work in that standing arm to stabilize you in place, making sure you're breathing as you go. And then we'll start to then kick the leg out. So you're extending the hip and trying to kick that leg out without arching the back or tipping the tail back as you move the leg. So this is, again, trying to stabilize the whole trunk. Your stomach will have to work, but also those arm bones will have to anchor in towards your ribs. From here, we're going to go into bird dogs. You're going to lift your right arm with your left leg together, pause for a moment, then bring them back down. And again, as the arm and the leg reach away from your midline, away from center, you're trying to stabilize yourself in that position so that your trunk, your shoulders, your hips, they stay level and equal the whole time. And so while you're pausing up there, you're trying to stabilize yourself with the arm and the leg that stay down as well as your stomach, but also the arm and the leg that lift. The glute and the lat on the opposite arm that's lifting are connecting through the center of your back to try to create lift and open us up. This next exercise is called knee hovers. We're going to lift the knees and hover them off the floor an inch or two and hold. And ideally, as you do that, again, you maintain your neutral spine, keeping your back flat, as well as anchoring those arm bones in towards the ribs. So as you lift yourself off, you can always come down, take breaks, move, shake things off, and then go back up again and start to build endurance in the position. And then from this position, we can also start to do movements like the following: extending the legs out, walking yourself to a plank, and walking your legs back in. You can do this and take a break, or you can repeat for a few. Either way, you're trying to keep your trunk stable and still, so that as you lift and reach those legs through a range of motion, the rest of the body is motionless, making sure you're breathing along the way. And then this can turn into something like a knee pull, where your foot doesn't even touch the floor. You're pulling the knee and flexing the hip, while again maintaining a neutral spine and neutral shoulder position. Being able to, again, breathe as you go. Usually an exhale as you're pulling the leg in, inhale as you come back. Shoulder taps, we did these earlier, but now you can do them from a knee hover position. So you don't have the stability of your knees on the floor. You can be floating in the air as you do this. So as well as shoulder tap, we can do a leg reach here. We can extend the leg out behind us. And so it's the same concept of reaching that limb away from our body and being able to stabilize our trunk, our spine, our shoulders in place as we do it. And so then we can take that a little bit further and go into a full bird dog from this position as well, reaching a leg out and then reaching the arm up to meet it. So give these a try. You can always start with the hands and knees, build up some endurance and stamina and strength in that position, and then grow it from there. So try some of those variations. Again, start with the 4-point kneeling with your hands and your knees on the ground. It can be good to build a lot of awareness and be able to actually feel some of those joints and how they coordinate with each other, turn on some muscles, feel those things out, and then being able to build some, not just strength from like working really hard, which is part of what we want to do, but also building a little bit more precision within your movements. And the more we can do that, hopefully we can have a better sense of some of those muscles, those joints, those movement patterns that maybe are affecting our bodies, and we can actually change them, we can shift them, we can grow them in the way that we want to grow. And so please, you can work with me if you'd like. I run online classes, both Pilates, mobility, and strength and conditioning. So you can go to p3kinesiology.com to learn more there. I also do a whole host of things as a wellness coach and kinesiologist where we can work on one-on-one. But also, I'm just going to start to create a lot more like media content, stuff that will hopefully help people out, including circuits like this. So please go to YouTube, look for P3 Kinesiology, and again, go to p3kinesiology.com. And please like, subscribe, and share. All of that will help me start to build this and find a way to share all this stuff with the world.